This week on the Digital Coffee, Canva has gone all botty. Over on Instagram, they've just launched AI stickers. And on Twitter links have had a makeover and it's kind of hiding them. All that and more after this. Good morning, and welcome to the Digital Coffee. This is your weekly dose of digital marketing and social media news for small business. My name is Amanda Webb. If we haven't met before, I am a digital marketing ROI trainer, consultant, and mentor, which means that I help businesses just like yours get more return on investment, more cash from the time, the energy, and the money that you are spending on your digital marketing. And I am here grasping a mug because, of course, this is the Digital Coffee. You've been here, but I've just realised I've got my screen all laid out wrong. I mean, how does that even happen? I can't see your comments. So I'm here grasping a coffee. Again, if you are a regular viewer, you will know there is actually only digital coffee in this, which doesn't taste very nice. No, it doesn't. So later on, I'll be filling this with real coffee and enjoying it. But I'd love to know what is in your coffee cup. What are you drinking alongside me today? And I'd also love to know where you're watching. Are you watching on Facebook? Are you watching on LinkedIn? Are you watching on YouTube? And where in the world are you watching? I'm asking you a lot of questions up front, aren't I? But I'd love to know, because here I am in sunny Ireland. I can't believe I just said sunny. I am here in rainy Ireland, but apparently we're having a heat wave over the weekend, so I'm kind of excited. So do let me know. I can see there's a few of you watching there, so do let me know in the comments what you're drinking, where you are, and all that. But I've got other news before we move on. If you are used to joining us again on the LinkedIn Extra Shot, so this is where we record our podcast live on LinkedIn, and you are welcome to join us and contribute. Who's us? Myself and my wonderful co-host, FOMO creator, Making Sang. You can come in. We will be discussing one of these stories in more details, and we would love you to have your say. Now, normally this happens at 10:30 a.m. in the morning, but it's not today because I'm doing a webinar with Feed Alpha. So instead, it's at 3 p.m. So you've got plenty of time. You can scan this QR code and it will bring you to the event where you can RSVP, and LinkedIn will give you a reminder, or of course, you can add it to your calendar and all that sort of stuff. So that's really useful. We'd love to see you at 3 p.m. In fact, we're really interested to see will anyone show up at 3 p.m. Is that going to be a thing? We will see. And then I did mention, don't have a QR code or anything for this, but at 11 a.m. today, I am doing a analytics. I almost forgot what it was. Google Analytics for Beginners webinar. It's more of an interview and it's interactive. I'll be sharing my screen and answering questions. So if you go and follow Feed Alpha over on Facebook, you'll see the event, and hopefully I'll see some of you there at 11. That was a lot of housekeeping to get through, wasn't it? And you're only here for the news after all. So a big welcome to everyone that's here. It's really weird because I can see there are people watching. I don't know if you're on LinkedIn, Facebook or YouTube. So do let me know. Let me know what's in your coffee mug.
You're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
It's kind of baffles me. I've never really understood that when Elon Musk launched his subscription service, or updated, I think there was a Twitter Blue before, it's hard to remember now. But when he did that ad-free Twitter was never an option. And I'm sure that's because, they don't charge a lot, and maybe he was worried about advertising revenue or getting new I'm sure there was a reason behind it. But for me, that would have been, well, for a lot of people I know, that would have been the one incentive, the one thing that would help them pay. I mean, I pay for YouTube just to get rid of the ads. I mean, there's other features you get as a YouTube pro. Not interested. I just want to get rid of the ads. So I think, he missed a trick there, and maybe that's something he will consider in the future. But you know who hasn't missed a trick? TikTok. Yes, TikTok. TikTok are playing with the idea of a subscription service where you will pay, in the trial, it's $4.99. So it's not a lot to have an ad-free experience on TikTok. $4.99 well spent, I imagine, if you're using TikTok a lot. This is going to get rid of the ads that people run through TikTok. So no more really poor quality ads from people you're not interested in. You can get rid of that. The one thing it won't get rid of though is, of course, there's a lot of like creator and influencer stuff happening on the platform. That's going to remain. But I think that's kind of okay. Because one, you're only seeing it in your feed because algorithmically TikTok thinks you're interested, unlike the ads that just, they don't always gel, do they? Because they're paying to show you some really poor content. So I think that will equal a better experience. Now, would I pay for this? No, because I don't use TikTok enough, because I can't watch TikTok because I get sucked in. But the fact that I pay for YouTube would suggest that if TikTok was a platform I was interested in, I would pay for it. I also think there's no accident here that it's TikTok and YouTube that offer this, because if YouTube are offering it, makes sense. TikTok would consider YouTube a competitor, so it makes sense that they would offer it too. So what do you think? Would you pay for an ad-free experience on any social network, and which social network would you pay for that on? I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Hi, I'm Kyra Fingleton from Glamping Under the Stars, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
Have you logged into Canva over the last few days at all? Have you? Because you couldn't have missed it. They've introduced something called Magic Grab. Magic Grab. Oh, that's not what they've introduced. Magic Studio. They've introduced something called Magic Studio, and as soon as you open Canva, they kind of like put it in your face. And what this is a suite of AI tools, and I tell you what, they're pretty impressive. You could do all these things in other tools, but this is Canva, and because of that, it's very simple to use. So Magic Grab, that I kind of just, spoiler alert, I mentioned already. Magic Grab is really cool. So what you can do is within an image, you can select an object and move it around. So I tried this with me. So it was kind of like me like this. And it was able to pick me up and move me over to the other side of the room, and then fill in the background, try and guess a background that would work for that. Pretty cool. Not just for people. Obviously, if you're selling product, moving that around would be pretty cool. Magic Expand. So you'll already see this in things like Meta ads. But if you've got an image and it's not going to fill the full background of your ad or of your canvas, it will fill it in for you. So again, I tried that with me, with kind of my hand cut off like this. I'm trying to make my hands get cut off, and I asked it to Magic Expand, and it gave me fingers, which was pretty cool. It coloured in the background in a weird way, but I thought that was pretty cool. Then they have, this is good. So like ChatGPT, you can ask it to write your copy that you're putting in, your text that you're putting into any of your designs for you, which it will do. But then you can ask it to apply your brand voice. So it'll actually change it depending on the features that you've told it in your brand kit that your brand voice has, which is pretty cool. That's just 3. I could actually do this whole show and do demos on the Canva updates. But what's really good about this is the barrier to entry is really low. And that's the problem I've had with tools like Midjourney. There was a whole lot of hoops I had to jump through to try it out. And, it wasn't that easy. I felt like I needed to be a really clever person to do it. And I'm not saying you're not, but one of the beauties of Canva was that things are simple to create there, right? And they're simple to create, just like old school when we first started using Canva and they had tutorials and it would walk you through the process. It does that with these AI tools as well. So I'm very excited about this. We're going to see lots of people using them to create, lots of people having fun, and actually more creative images coming out as a result. So I can see we've got Paul here. Welcome, Paul. I put my glasses on. X may go premium and still have ads if the rumours are true. Yeah, they're not really talking about getting rid of ads on X. And by premium, I'm imagining you mean everyone's going to have to pay, which we talked about before. I mean, if they're only charging each user €1, dollar, pound, we don't know what the price is going to be. I wonder, is that enough money if everyone I mean, if the people who do choose to stay on the platform, if they do that, would that be enough money to balance out the ad spend that they're getting rid of? So that's an interesting one. I mean, there's got to be a reason. At the moment, they're just desperately chasing money so that they can stay afloat. There's got to be a reason they haven't gone for that. But I would totally pay more for an ad-free network on Twitter. Maybe not on Twitter. Just kind of like at this stage. And I'm still calling it Twitter. Okay, great. I need another button.
I'm Louise Brogan, host of LinkedIn with Louise, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
When I see online conversations and discussions amongst what our friend Tim Lewis would call muggles, so regular people who aren't marketers, they are very concerned about their privacy online. In fact, probably more so now than ever before. So this new move from Reddit, who I have to say are competing to be as bad as Twitter at the moment, which is a shame because I like Reddit. Reddit have decided to buck this trend completely, and they are taking away the option for users to opt out of ad personalization. So that means seeing ads that are based on your browsing history on Reddit. At the moment, you can opt out of it, but they're getting rid of that option. And this is, here we go. This is what we are seeing now, or what TechCrunch is seeing now, that the option is completely gone, except for in some countries. We don't know what countries they are going to be. I'm guessing EU countries and maybe the UK because of privacy concerns and GDPR, and they've recently, there's been some new acts gone through Parliament. So I'm imagining for us, we're lucky, we will still be able to opt out of personalized ads, but not everyone. Now, they say that this is good because you're going to see more relevant ads in your feed, which of course you will. Which is good for advertisers, right? Because we know we're reaching the right people. But I'm kind of thinking for other people, they don't care. I think they care more about their privacy rather than the thing that they're getting advertised that they can't really afford is appearing in their feed. To be honest, I think this is a poor move from Reddit. Even if it's not going to affect us in the EU, I do think it's a poor move. Let people who don't want personalised ads not have personalised ads. Yes, it's not great for advertising, but you might hit lucky. You might be able to serve them an ad that they want to. Now, I'm giving Reddit a hard time because at the moment it's very hard to opt out of personalised ads anywhere. So maybe they're just going, we've been too nice for too long and it's affecting our bottom line. Maybe we need to put this in. If I wanted to opt out of personalised ads on Facebook, it's a difficult process, I imagine. So I am being a little bit harsh, but I do think this is kind of going against what everyone is worried about right now, which is that personalisation.
Hello, this is Simon Hodgkins, and you're watching The Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
If you create a lot of stories on Instagram, you're probably getting bored of using the same old stickers all the time. Now, as you know, I don't use Instagram that much, but I remember when I did, I would getting bored of all the different, DM me or go to the link in my bio or the arrowy ones. There were so few to choose from. I know there's going to be more now because they've expanded their library, but still it can get a little bit tiresome over time. And also to find something that's on brand, it can be difficult to find the right sticker for the right moment. Now I have specific, rules for the stickers that I use, and sometimes it's hard to find them because I want to stay on brand. But that's all going to change. I keep looking like literally every hour or so to see if I have this yet, even though I don't use Instagram, which are AI stickers. A lot of AI in today's news, and we're not finished with it yet. AI stickers. So when you go into Instagram, you will be able to, within a direct message or within a story, you will be able to write a prompt for the sticker that you want, and it will generate stickers based on that written prompt, and you'll be able to choose the one that suits. So if I said I want an orange arrow in like swirly, a swirly orange arrow, I'm just thinking I'd probably be better than that, or a fluffy orange arrow, it would create 3 fluffy orange arrows for me to choose as stickers, which is pretty cool, right? But of course, people are abusing it. People are abusing it already. I think the first thing anyone seems to do, and I think it's mostly journalists and bloggers and whatever, commenters, they go in and they try and break it and they try and see what sort of stickers you could actually create here. Now, a lot of them are going to be not safe for work. Here we've got like famous Nintendo character carrying a gun, and they've given him 4 versions of that. And I'm sure that's not the worst. I'm sure that's not the worst they're going to be able to create. So it probably still needs a bit of tweaking to be able to make sure you're not getting dodginess coming up in stickers. But I still think pretty amazing, huh? Isn't it? Isn't it? I'm looking for a button. Oh, it's this guy who speaks very fast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Jeremiah J-Man Monero with J-Man Speaks from New York, and you're watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Make it a great day.
I think one of the things that puts people off making ads on social media is, or probably even Google ads, is like there's so many moving parts. You have to work out your optimization, your audience, where you want to show the ads, all of that stuff. And then you have to write the copy, and then you have to make the images or find the images or source the images or talk to someone to get your images. There's so many different parts to it. And actually, that to me that makes the job kind of interesting for when I used to do this, because you had to know the technical stuff and also the creative stuff, which taps into like my world. I like the geeky stuff and I like the creation stuff, but it's a pain and it puts people off doing it. So LinkedIn have just launched, yes, an AI ad interface called Accelerate from LinkedIn is AI ad creation. So what happens if you choose to run an Accelerate campaign? You will put in the link to what you're going to advertise. It will go ahead and it will go and scrape that, find all the data from there. It will also collate any data that you happen to have on your company page, and it will bring all that together and it will suggest the campaign for you to run. It will create the copy. It will suggest images. Just like any AI though, you do need to go and edit that stuff because it won't be great out of the bag. It will be very similar maybe to what other people got, but it's a good starting point. So all of those things that run through your head that go, I need to go and create ads, it's kind of solving, it's getting you past the first barrier so that all you have to do is tweak it and edit it before you launch it. I think this is amazing. I think this is great because I think it's going to make creating ads more accessible for people, more like it was back before ads got so complicated to create. So I think this is massively good news.
Hi, I'm Carol Phillips from Laguna Beach, California, and I'm here watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. Hi.
Had you noticed that if you see a link on Twitter these days, it's an ad? Had you noticed that? I hadn't. To be honest, I hadn't noticed because I'm probably not looking at Twitter /X as much as I used to. But actually, when I started scrolling through looking for an example that I could share with you today, I noticed the only links I was seeing for ages of scrolling were ads. Now, I'm not in the Friends chronological order feed, so maybe you're getting more there. And Elon Musk actually admitted this week, I feel like I need to press the bell because we haven't today. Elon Musk admitted in a tweet this week that the algorithm was penalizing links. He gave like a reason that it was doing it that wasn't to do with not driving people to your website. But essentially, he confirmed that links are showing up less in the algorithm because people will spend less time on site if they click the link. And one of the jobs of the algorithm is to keep people on site. That's a whole other discussion. But now they're introducing a new link style, which will make links even less prominent. So when you see them, you won't even know they're a link. This is what they look like. So like I said, did a lot of scrolling before I found this one. So it looks like an image. The headline's gone, the little caption's gone below to tell you what you're going to get when you click the link. It's simply the key image with an overlay of the text of the link. Just the link itself, nothing else. Which is interesting. Now, this doesn't apply to ads, only organic link content. And I had 2 thoughts about this. Firstly, I won't know it's a link when I'm scrolling, so I'm less likely to click it, which probably means more links will appear in the feed because I'm not sending people off site. So the algorithm may adjust because of that. But secondly, people might click on an image wanting to look at the image and accidentally click a link. So you might get a lot more website traffic that is accidental link clicks. So when you're looking at your analytics, you go, whoa, look, Twitter/X is driving loads of traffic to my website now. But then realizing that they're not engaging with your content, they're not staying on site, they're not scrolling, they're not doing any of that stuff. So it is an interesting one, but I think we know that all social networks really want to keep you on site and not click your links. Just I feel this is a little bit underhand, because at least if somebody wants to click my links, they should be able to see them, right? Right? There's a good news story next, honestly.
I'm Esther
And I'm Melanie,
from the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast
and you're watching the Digital Coffee.
with Amanda Webb.
What if you could add a subtle call to action button to every single LinkedIn post that you put out there? Now, I do see people kind of doing this. They'll put in their post and then they'll put in a line, and underneath they'll tell people what it is they do. But what if it was built into LinkedIn? That would be cool, wouldn't it? What if you could add, I'm saying what if, and this is actually happening. What if you could add a call to action button to your profile on LinkedIn, and whatever was in that call to action button, the link, the book a call, whatever it happened to be, would appear at the top. It's in small letters, small bold letters, and people would be able to click directly from your post to your website to book a call. That would be cool. That is cool, because that's exactly what is happening. You can now, but only for premium members. And this is kind of a downside for more reasons than you have to pay. And I'll tell you why in a second, but only for premium members. If you are a premium member, if you go into your profile and click to edit your top card of your profile and scroll all the way to the bottom, you can add a link there. We can all do that. If you haven't, go add a link there. But below that, if you're a premium subscriber, you can add a call to action button. And it gives you options for what that button should be. And you can add a link, or like I say, book a call button. There's a few different options for you to go there. When you add it, that sits at the top of your profile. So anyone that's visiting, it's very easy for them to click that and move on to the next part of the process with you. And then that little call to action will appear at the top of all your posts. So again, it's very good for driving people there. So it's a premium feature. But the other downside is that only other premium accounts can actually see your little call to action at the top of all your posts, which is nice, but also it's not nice really, is it? Because it's kind of wasted unless your entire target market are LinkedIn premium subscribers. Cool tool. Hopefully they're going to roll it out further, as they often do. They often beta test stuff with premium subscribers first, but I think it's fun for them. Let the premium subscribers play.
Hello, this is Nicole from Wonderstars, and you are watching Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb.
That was actually it. That was the end of the news for today. I can see there's loads of people there, so I'm going to give you a big thanks for watching, wherever you happen to be watching: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter/X. I still don't know what to call that. Wherever you happen to, YouTube, wherever you happen to be watching, thanks for watching the show. It's been great to have you here. I am not going to be here next week, so there is no show. We have no broadcast next week because I am off on a planning week, and I just knew if I tried to do the digital coffee as well, I'd spend a whole week planning the digital coffee rather than planning growing my business. So completely off air next week, but we will return the following week. Don't forget to join us at 3 p.m. over on LinkedIn for the live recording of the Extra Shot podcast with myself and co-host Mei King Sang, where we're going to pick one of these stories and go more in depth into it. And we're going to invite you to take part and become part of our podcast. So that's 3 p.m. over here. At 11 a.m., just to give you a whole schedule for your day. I mean, I'm not here next week. You may as well turn up everywhere, right? So, if you pop over to the Feed Alpha, FEEDALPHA, all one word, Facebook page at 11 a.m, I am there doing a webinar on Google Analytics for beginners, if I can remember what I'm doing. Google Analytics for beginners. But it's not a traditional webinar where I'm just presenting slides. I'll be in conversation with Gary from Feed Alpha. We'll be talking about stuff. I'll be sharing my screen and showing you different things that you can do. And you're more than welcome to come over and ask your own questions as well. So hopefully I will see you over on Feed Alpha at 11, and if not, back here on LinkedIn at 3 p.m. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you in 2 weeks' time. And I can also see there's loads of comments come in, so I'm not going to go say goodbye until I can. There's Carmel. Great to see you, Carmel. Thanks. Thank you. 3 p.m, Ginny. I know we had to change it because I'm doing the Feed Alpha webinar. And we just weren't going to be able to squeeze it in between the two. Only for 1 week it is 3 p.m. It will be back to its normal time the next time we come back. Thanks, Sarah. I will have a good week of plan. I'm going to come back a millionaire, I tell you. Thanks, Ian. See you in 2 weeks. Great. Thanks, everyone, for watching. Thanks for all your comments, and I will see you then. Until then, I'm finding my button. Bye-bye.